Viewers of this program are familiar with the notion that we possess only a fragment of Special Counsel Jack Smith's investigative strategy and the legal pathways he's navigating. Recent reporting by Rolling Stone has once again underscored this fact. The headline itself is striking: Special Counsel Jack Smith's team probes witnesses on Rudy Giuliani's drinking habits. While it might initially appear sensational, this article delves into a substantial legal avenue that Smith's team is pursuing. Rolling Stone's investigation sheds light on the interest federal prosecutors have in exploring the role of Rudy Giuliani's drinking behavior, particularly in relation to his involvement following the 2020 election. The central concern is whether former President Donald Trump knowingly leaned on a legally impaired attorney as he endeavored to overturn the election results. The crux of their inquiry lies in how Giuliani's potential intoxication impacted his counsel during those crucial weeks. Sources reveal that Smith's team has engaged multiple witnesses in discussions about Giuliani's inebriation levels during his advisory role to Trump post-election. The questioning extends to whether Trump engaged in conversations about Giuliani's drinking habits and whether he believed these habits influenced Giuliani's judgment. Moreover, the investigators aim to determine if Trump received any warnings about Giuliani's excessive drinking after the election, and whether Giuliani's state of inebriation affected his legal and strategic advice to Trump during the tumultuous transition. Rather, it's a strategic element to potentially demonstrate that Trump was seeking advice from someone he knew was compromised due to alcohol consumption, thereby impairing clear judgment. The emphasis on Giuliani's drinking habits isn't rooted in mere sensationalism. This perspective aligns with the potential argument that Trump's attempts to nullify the election were driven by a willful recklessness, as he heavily relied on an attorney he recognized to be working while impaired. The article acknowledges that NBC News hasn't independently verified Rolling Stone's reporting, yet if the claims hold true, they provide a significant clue into Smith's case-building process. Considering Trump's history of invoking the advice of counsel defense, the potential significance of Giuliani's alleged drinking issue looms large. If Giuliani was indeed inebriated during his advisory interactions, this casts doubt on the defense's credibility, possibly weakening Trump's stance that he acted on legal advice. Rudy Giuliani's representative responded to Rolling Stone's report by challenging its reliance on anonymous sources. Giuliani's camp contests the narrative, asserting that on-the-record witnesses contradict the claims. Nevertheless, the underlying question persists: is Giuliani's drinking the chink in the armor that Special Counsel Jack Smith requires to puncture Trump's defense? This development acquires greater weight when considered within the broader context of Smith's legal strategy. Giuliani's alleged alcohol abuse isn't just fodder for gossip, it holds the potential to expose a pattern of willful distortion and fabrication orchestrated by Trump, leveraging advice from individuals compromised by alcohol or conspiracy theories. One need only recall Trump's alleged characterization of Sidney Powell's election fraud claims as crazy, another piece in the puzzle that indicates Trump may have been engineering an alternate reality to serve his political objectives. The discussion then shifts to a testimony before the January 6 Select Committee, wherein witnesses were questioned about Giuliani's potential intoxication during critical conversations. This marks unfamiliar territory, evaluating whether a presidential advisor might have been inebriated while offering guidance on overturning an election. Legal expert Glenn Kirshner underscores the relevance of intoxication in criminal investigations, not as a salacious detail, but as a factor that can impact intent and decision-making. Kirshner further explores the notion that if Trump was relying on counsel from someone known to be intoxicated, the defense of advice of counsel loses its potency. The attorney-client defense becomes compromised when the counsel in question is not of sound mind, equating to seeking advice from an unreliable source. This view becomes especially pertinent given Trump's fellow co-defendants, some of whom are indicted in the January 6 case, further diminishing the strength of the advice of co-defendant argument. In summary, the Rolling Stone report on Special Counsel Jack Smith's interest in Giuliani's alleged drinking problem isn't a mere sensational story. Rather, it sheds light on a strategic legal angle to demonstrate Trump's potential complicity in pursuing election-related actions while knowingly relying on advice from an impaired attorney. This revelation is part of a broader strategy to challenge the credibility of Trump's defense, particularly his reliance on the advice of counsel argument. As investigations continue, the significance of Giuliani's alleged alcohol abuse might well become the keystone in building a case against Trump's actions during the aftermath of the 2020 election.